Hey guys, Flyann here, and I recently posted a video going over my analysis on the Xenoblade 3 trailer, and at the end of it I asked you guys what your theories were about the game. Some responses were ridiculous, others funny, and some probably hit the nail on the head. We got some smart folks in the comments sometimes. Anyways, in this video I'll be looking over your comments in the aforementioned video, whether it's a theory, something I looked over, or something new. First up, a commenter says, "The No-Pawn are cosplaying as Rex and Pyra. Probably because they have legendary hero status in this time." Well, that is an interesting theory. Looking at their outfits may not seem like the case, but who knows, maybe they have a warped perception at this point of what Rex and Pyra wore. Kind of like the Aegis play in Xenoblade 2. Yeah, you know what, maybe this theory holds true. I'm in the middle of editing this video and I'm noticing how wrong I was. You're totally right, they are cosplaying Rex and Pyra. Look at that Rex haircut he's got going on. Good catch. This commenter says, "My personal theory about the person who sounds like Van Damme is that they are actually Zeke, because both the eye patch and gray/silver hair." Yeah, so I've been seeing this a lot and I see where you guys are coming from. The trailer doesn't 100% confirm that it is Van Damme by any means. However, in regards to the Zeke theory, yes, they both share the whole eye patch motif and hair color, but if this really is Zeke, damn, the prince let himself go a little bit, huh? No offense to Zeke von Genbu, but it doesn't seem like you're the bringer of chaos, it's more like you're the bringer of Metamucil. Okay, jokes aside though, it may not be the same Van Damme we knew and loved, if at all, but he does have that giant X scar on his face that Van Damme had. Perhaps this portrays some sort of connection. Other folks think it's Rex because of the dull yellow eyes and perhaps the connection he had to Van Damme and how much he looked up to him, but I still think that's a little ridiculous. I feel like an older version of Rex wouldn't be designed like this personally. This commenter says, "Regarding Lanz, I'm actually more inclined to think that he's a Machina from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 with a modernized spin. Machina without their metal armor have white skin with gray patches and silver hair. If you look at Lanz's design, it looks like there's seams in his skin where the white changes to gray." You're completely right. I was hoping he was Indolin so I could call him the new Garbulio, but he does seem to be, in fact, Machina. I honestly didn't know they could take off their armor. I thought it was fused to their skin or something. Maybe it's a new thing, that they can do that, perhaps? I don't know. This user commented, "Am I the only one who saw the mark on Lanz's chin and on Noah's hand?" Oh, I actually didn't notice that. Perhaps it's some sort of mark to represent that they fight for the Kieves? Or perhaps they are blood brothers, destined to die together on the battlefield. Hector says the part you mentioned looking like Oblivia. I think that's more likely the fallen arm since those look like the fingers in the background. Yeah, that was my mistake on my part. I just saw the desert setting and the curve of the finger looking like those structures from Oblivia to me. But looking closely, it's definitely the fallen arm, which means I don't think there's a Xenoblade X reference in the trailer then, no. This user commented, "The reason why it's Melia and Nia is because they both age so much slower than normal Homs/humans do in their respective universes. So since the game's theme is life, then they could be maybe mourning the loss of Shulk and Rex. When the pair found out what the other world did and how the end of their games happened, they could have viewed it as the other party's fault, the world is the way it is, and ended up going to war because of it. It's true, because of their long lifespans, it makes sense as to be the only ones remaining and being in the positions of power. In regards to them mourning the loss of Shulk and Rex, as much as I agree they care for these characters, I don't think they're the type to go insane because the people they cared for died of old age or however it may have happened. Also, where would Pyra and Mithra be? Wouldn't they also have long lifespans? Perhaps they're hidden from the trailer intentionally. As for them finding out what the opposing worlds did to each other, I can definitely see that as a point of conflict. Perhaps resolving later on and maybe befriending each other. This commenter says, "All I want from this new game is hot babes for a harem." Okay, now this is a true Xenoblade fan, wow. Truly a capacity for good. This user commented, "The flute played in the beginning also has a Zanza pattern on it." Ooh, that's a pretty good catch. It does look a lot like that. Perhaps it ties in with this whole theme of life and energy and fuel. I feel like I've seen this pattern somewhere else too, but I can't quite put my finger on it. This commenter says, "Anyone else wondering why Yunie's wings changed to black later in the trailer?" Yeah, I noticed this earlier, but I didn't really have a good theory as to why. Perhaps she absorbs some evil power, maybe it depends on her mood. Maybe when she's in battle mode, the wing colors change because of ether? Either way, it'll be cool to find out exactly why in the game. This user commented, "In the fight between Noah and Mio, you can see him wearing Shulk's belt from Future Connected. This is true. I believe Uni has the same belt as well. Perhaps given to everyone within the keys? Perhaps supplied by Shulk himself? It can very well be the gear fashioned for them because of their old leader or something, which could be our favorite Minato moron. This commenter says at 47 seconds in, they use the word okuribito. It basically is like a person who sees people off, for example, departing at the airport. In the context of Xenoblade 3, it refers to Noah and Mio seeing off fallen soldiers. I think it might actually play into a sort of ritual of the fallen involving their flutes. This user also commented, off-seers sound like they perform a role like descending from Final Fantasy X. That actually makes a lot of sense. This would be very cool to see. I wonder what role it actually plays. Is it going to be exactly like Final Fantasy X, where setting off their souls stop them from turning into fiends? Or perhaps these souls are used as fuel for something? Maybe sacrifices? Definitely pondering my orb over this one. This commenter says, that frame with the boat looks like what remains of the Leftarian archipelago. You're right, it really does. On the topic of this boat ride, I'm actually super hyped we get to control a boat like this. Truly unprecedented in Xenoblade. This user commented, I think the most interesting thing about the main characters is that they finally have non-fantasy drip. This is a startling revelation. I honestly adore the new designs for these characters. Really cool fashion, subtle, sleek. I'm a big fan and I definitely endorse it. I wonder if they're going less fantasy with the designs because it involves the human world Klaus is from, perhaps? Either way, super well done. This commenter says, so I saw Blades, let the gacha hell continue, emoji. I know not a lot of people agree with me, but I would love if there was some gacha in the new Xenoblade game. Similar to the one in Xenoblade 2, of course. But I don't think that's going to be the case this time around. This commenter says, I figured it out. Nia and Melia, after years of built-up resentment of being friend-zoned by their respective protagonists, become tyrants and wage a war with each other in order to gain affection of the new protagonist. I know a lot of these theories are in jest, but there's a good amount of people truly believing in this stuff. Guys, I don't really think that these characters are so starved for affection that they turn to war because they ain't getting some dick. It's a lot more likely it involves their worldview and ideals being challenged, so they find any means necessary to protect that. They're strong characters. Noah Balaram says, damn, MC got my name and looks like my perfect man. Hey, let's go Noah. This commenter says, yo, just to point out something I noticed, the name of Ionius is a combo of the Artifice Ion from Xenoblade 2 and Bionis/Mechonis, which makes sense if the worlds are actually the one after the end of both games. This totally makes sense. I didn't even consider Ion being the beginning of Ionius for some reason, but yes, this would really tie in the combination of both worlds. Good catch. And finally, this user commented, great analysis, man. Although, with a likely theme of the characters with old lifespans or reincarnations being present in the game's cast, one thing though, where does your brilliant mind think Turtles and Juju will be placed in the story? This is really simple, and it kind of annoys me that no one has reached this conclusion yet, but obviously, Turtles will side with Nia, and Juju will side with Melia, both as commander-generals of their respective army, and may become super bosses later in the endgame content of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And with that, we're done. Great theories, questions, and observations, y'all. Proud of the Fly Crew community in my comments. You guys always come in with some great hits. I'm still super excited to see which theories turn out to be true. Keep them coming. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the subscribe button, shmeep, shmore, Twitch, beep, boop. Okay, goodbye.